हेलो फ्रेंड्स, गुड इवनिंग ऑल ऑफ। तो आज हम एक नया टॉपिक लेकर आए हैं जैसा कि डांस से रिलेटेड है और आप इस चीज को देखकर काफी ही उत्साहित होंगे कि ना हाँ, स्वरा पटेल मैडम से हमें मिलने को मिलेंगे और उनसे काफी सारी बातें करेंगे। तो आज है हमारे सामने स्वरा पटेल मैम। थोड़ा मैं इनका इंट्रोडक्शन आपको देना चाहूंगी। शी इज एन MBA प्रोफेशनल डांसर, एंटरप्रेन्योर, डांस एजुकेशनिस्ट, member of International Dance Council, and also a dance therapist certified by CDI France and CMTAI. She was inspired to start Rhythms Happy Feet Dance Academy in 2011. Its a short name is RHF, and now RHF is now present in Mumbai, Mysore, Ahmedabad, and has 12 after school centers and has provided dance curriculum to for schools pan India. RHF also provide a certified ballet curriculum in affiliation with Ballet Manila and Philippines. She has also co-founded Bombville Early Learning and Activity Center with a vision of providing best teaching practice in early years. So now we meet to Swara ma'am.
Hi everyone, thank you Shraddha for the lovely introduction. And I think whatever I have to talk about the topic, I have a beautiful video made, and I think that would be apt to show today. So Shraddha, why don't you just play the video and let the video do the talking? Yeah. So
Yeah,
here,
sure ma'am.
yeah. So we can always have a question answer session after the video if you have some questions. Um,
Okay, so shall we start our video?
Let me take you back to your school days. Try and remember things that you really look forward to during your school day. Say things like lunch break, games class, your favorite, the unexpected free class. Yeah. What else? Art class, class with your favorite teacher or your subject, and the last bell which rings just before going home. So, what is it that is common in all these? Can I say freedom to talk, freedom to move, and also to break away from monotony? Imagine if you could make every school hour an hour to remember or to look forward to. What if you could give your children freedom to talk, freedom to move, and also break away from monotony? All of these in one lesson plan. I am Swara Patel and I am a kinesthetic learner. So what's that? Kinesthetic is learning through movement. Yeah? You use your whole body to learn. Let me tell you my story. As a child, people told me I was dumb and I would barely pass school. In fact, I grew up feeling like a loser and I thought I would not do much in life. And then I found dance, my thing, dancing. Qualified MBA, dance therapist, dance educationist. I conduct train the trainer program for school teachers. In fact, I have created many niche products in the field of dance education, and I also work with school to give what I did not get, kinesthetics. So what is kinesthetic? Studies in neuroscience have found a part in human brain called cerebellum. Cerebellum's primary function is to coordinate movement and balance. Cerebellum also plays an important role in attention, long-term memory, impulse control, social interaction, emotional processing, And the most important, cognitive function in the frontal lobe, the part of the brain which gets stimulated while learning. So as you can see, when we move, it enhances every skill needed to perform better in school. You'll be surprised to know 85% of the children while growing up are kinesthetic learners. Haven't we as parents and educators seen that they're very fidgety and restless? It is so difficult to keep them confined to a chair, whether it be class or restaurant. So why not use this much loved tool? Let me take you to a real class example where kinesthetics is used as a tool to teach preschoolers shapes. So what do you observe? Their eyes are glued to the teacher and full of wonder. That shows their involvement and they're ready to learn. Seeing shapes being made all around them, visual sense, they're even learning from each other. Listening to instruction, auditory sense is activated. They're moving and learning, using their whole body learning, kinesthetic sense. Trying to do their own variations, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, self-direction, initiative, all these skills which we align with what many educators today refer to as 21st century skills. Holding and handling the prop, elastic bands, tactile sense. Trying to use their whole body to juggle the band, core development. If you are an educator, you know how important core development is in early years. In my second example, let me take you to a creative dance class where a very famous teacher, Anne Green Gilbert in Seattle, is teaching water cycle to grade 2.
The big word for when the water goes away from a pond when the sun is shining on it and it rises up.
Evaporate.
Evaporating. Let's say that, evaporating.
Evaporating.
This is a little bit like a rain dance. We have to say that 3 times. Let's try it at our seats. Evaporating. Say it with me. Evaporating. Show me a water shape. Ready, go. Water.
I'm a typhoon.
Hold it still. Now we show the audience what low means. Any kind of low, watery movement. Low.
Oh, whirlpool.
Now we show them high. High.
Typhoon.
Now we show them, and we have to move all around the room and say the word with me 3 times each time. Evaporating. 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 Now we have to form some clouds near the tables. These clouds are heavy, they're filled with water. Condensing. Then what happens? Precipitating. 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 What are we going to do for it gives us life? Can everybody show their own movement? It gives us life. And then we end with cycle. How many circles can you make in your body? That's an excellent one. Excellent. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Good. All right. Time for the show. Back in your seats.
We just saw 2 examples of kinesthetic learning in preschool and primary. So what happens when we go to secondary? Yeah, you know what happens. Most of the time we are sitting and learning. You won't believe it is possible even in secondary to teach subjects through full body simulation. But when the syllabus is vast, too much to do, what do? We have something magical which is called as movement break or brain breaks or energizer. Let me take you what it is. Let me show you. So it says energizing brain breaks. So every 30 minutes of your class session, you need to stand up, you need to make all the children stand up and move. So why do we have to stand every 30 minutes or why do we have to move every 30 minutes? Because every time we sit down for more than 20 minutes, your blood rushes to your seat or your feet. What happens only with 1 minute of movement, you have 15% more blood which rushes to your brain. And you know what happens when your brain is oxygenated? You learn better. So that's why you need to get up every 20 minutes and sometimes not even 30. Going to this, you cross your midline, yeah? So you activate your whole brain, the right brain and your left brain. Your right brain controls the left side, your left brain controls the right side of your motor skills. When you move both your side, you integrate the whole brain. So your, things like elbow touching the knees. This is a very famous brain gym exercise called cross crawls. Yeah, or silly things like your hands touching here, or something which crosses your midline. Yeah, then you do some movement which makes you move around in class. Like games, you can play games here, many. Like, measure the benches with your hand span, or look for green in the room and touch all the green and come back to your place. On the count of 10, that'll add some fun. What else can you do? Like, I give you an example in movement. Yes, why not use music in class? Yeah, let children bring child-friendly, child-appropriate music to the classroom. Use the music they love, and you see how the classroom lights up. In fact, you will be surprised. You will be their favorite teacher all year round. So use music in class. So what you can do is, you play the music. They're moving around. The music stops. They freeze in a shape, something like that. Or when the music stops, whoever's in front of them is a partner, and play a partner game. Yeah. So that's what make some movement in the classroom. Challenge the brain. So what is challenging the brain? You do things which are little difficult to coordinate. Yeah, body-wise coordination is tough. So you say snap with your right hand and blink with your left eye. Snap it and then reverse it. So you snap with your left hand and blink with your right eye. Yeah, or whatever. So you know what? When you go faster and faster, it gets difficult. Now you say you're challenging as well as crossing the midline both, because right and left. So you're combining both together. I'll tell you some more challenging the brain games. You put your hands up and they circle in reverse. One goes forward, one goes back. Yeah, again there's a big challenge. When I do this in my classroom, what I see children, when they walk out of the classroom, they're trying to do this in corridors. They're trying to get this. Yeah, so challenge the brain. Just by doing this, again go back to your lesson plans, and you see they can focus better. Audio video tools have entered the classroom in a big way, and they have their advantages. I have nothing against them. But just imagine, after a very highly entertaining and overstimulating video, you come in front of your classroom and you start delivering your lesson. What happens? Unless you are wearing disco lights or radiating laser beams, yeah, or emanating techno sounds throughout your long lesson plans, you'll not be able to keep their attention for that long, because they've got used to overstimulation. So yes, use the audio video tools because it has a good attention, but sparingly, because you are the class teacher who is responsible for their ultimate learning. Let me take you through one last theory which supports kinesthetic learning. Yeah? What is that? It is Edgar Dale's cone of experience. So what you see here, it's a cone, and these are all the tools which a teacher uses in classroom to teach. And this is the retention rate. So the lower you go, more the retention. One very important thing which you really need to take note of, the lower builds concrete learning experience, the higher you go, it's abstract. So while in growing years, the more time you spend in these lower tools, let me tell you, all these tools which is like demonstration or dramatized experience or discussion are the tools which is about doing and participating. So when you use lot of tools which is about doing and participating, you build concrete experience. And while in growing years, the more of concrete experience you build, it's easier to go to abstract experiences without difficulties. So let me take you to one more thing, which is extension of the same theory. Now, yeah, so this is a house, and we know this is the base of a house, the foundation. So what do you see here in foundation? Touch, which all of us know, all teachers know tactile we do, right? Body position, yeah, which is proprioception. Movement and balance, that is your vestibular system. When these three senses are activated to the fullest, the second level is actually smell, vision, hearing, taste, which we do a lot in preschoolers, right? We use this a lot. But see what is the starting. So why not spend a lot of time here? In fact, now just watch what I'm going to show you. Where is the eye-hand coordination? It's right about there. And a lot of time we are trying to do this here. Am I right? Am I right? We are trying to do this here. So what happens? From concrete to abstract, it doesn't come naturally. So when you do this a lot, this comes naturally. When you do this a lot, this comes naturally. When you do everything this a lot, your academic learning is very easy. I know what you're thinking. This woman has gone nuts. With a classroom strength of 40 students, and you know they're ready to pounce at you anytime, how can you make them move? It's going to be chaos. Yeah? But trust me, there are only two things which are very important, and everything will be streamlined for you. The first and foremost, you have to be equipped with the right classroom management tool which helps you handle an active environment. Yeah? Because as teachers, we are so used to making them work in a passive environment. Yeah? So what do? Eyes on the speaker, mouth closed and quiet, feet on the floor and be quiet, hands still. You are not ready to learn. Yeah? Because you're actually blocking all the senses and you say now learn. Instead, resort to management tools which are like setting ground rules. If you want to move, we need to do this. You have to be on your spot. No touching, no pulling. Yeah? So setting ground rules right. Giving them dancing spot or giving them standing spot so they know the space. Whenever the activity is over, they come back to. As you can see, there are many such tools which will help you manage an active environment effectively. As we grow along the way, we get conditioned not to move a lot. So we as teacher need to first get rid of our conditioning and be up and moving all the time. Only then will you be able to make your children move. Believe that every subject, may it be maths, science, language, can be taught through kinesthetic movement, using your whole body as a tool to learn. And when you do, you will find a way to incorporate this in your classroom, in your lesson plans. So here's to making movement the movement in your school.
यस हेलो
Yeah.
मैडम आपने बहुत ही अच्छे से समझाया है इसको, मैंने पूरा देखा। मेरे कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं जो अभी 21st सेंचुरी से रिलेटेड जो आई है सीबीएसई की सर्कुलर, तो उसमें काफ़ी एक्टिविटीज़ से रिलेटेड हुआ है, जैसे कोलैबोरेशन है, क्रिएटिविटी है, तो क्या ये सारी चीज़ें आप डांस से जोड़ पाएंगे इसको?
हाँ फॉर श्योर। सो हम अगर हम देखें तो एक बहुत ही अच्छा ब्यूटीफुल कॉन्सेप्ट है, विच इज कॉल्ड एज आर्ट ऑफ कोरियोग्राफी। व्हाट इज आर्ट ऑफ कोरियोग्राफी? आर्ट ऑफ कोरियोग्राफी इज वेयर you come in a group and you create your own choreography. Most of the time, the way the dance is taught is the teacher is standing in the class and you are asked to copy the steps. Yeah. What we do here is we equip them with the tools called elements of dance. Yeah. Now, elements of dance is nothing how to use the space, energy, body, and time, that is the music, creatively. We give them a little knowledge to start with. Yeah. And we divide one class into 4 groups. In each group, there can be 5 to 7 children. And they are responsible from choosing the song to initially performing it on and be ready to perform on the stage. So when you do this, you see critical thinking, creativity, the C's, the 5 C's we call in education, right? You see all those 5 C's being used and being, what do you say? Yeah, being used. That's it.
ओके सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको कुछ और भी पूछना हो स्वरा मैडम से तो प्लीज हमें क्वेश्चंस भेजिए। स्वरा मैडम उसके पक्के से आपको आंसर्स देंगी। और जो भी अगर आपके क्वेरीज हो डांस को लेकर, तो आप चाहे तो स्वरा मैम से बात कर सकते हैं इसमें, क्योंकि स्वरा मैम बहुत अच्छी ट्रेनर भी हैं और मैं खुद इनकी स्टूडेंट रह चुकी हूँ, तो मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि मैं बहुत अच्छी एक ट्रेनर को जानती हूँ। अगर किसी को सीखना हो, जैज है, बैलेट है, और भी कोई स्टाइल सीखना हो, तो प्लीज मैम से कनेक्ट करें। ये ऑनलाइन भी क्लासेस चलाती हैं और आपको बहुत बेनिफिशियल रहेगा ये सारी चीजें, और बॉडी फिटनेस के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा है। अगर आप चाहे तो बिल्कुल स्वरा मैम जैसा फिटिंग बॉडी पा सकते हैं। तो इसी के साथ आज हम खत्म करते हैं अपना शो। थैंक यू स्वरा मैम, थैंक यू सो मच, आप हमारे शो पे, थैंक यू सो मच, और बाय।
Bye. Thank you for inviting me. Bye, Shraddha.